equity, we talked about this capital structure. Remember financial leverage? What is financial leverage? It's a term that we use anytime you borrow money, okay, to invest in something. We say you are using leverage, financial leverage. Why do we call it financial leverage? You see, this is what the idea is. When you borrow money at 5% for your business, you are, I'm sure, thinking of investing that amount at 10% or 15%, okay? Hopefully. So you are using other people's money at 5%, investing at 15%. The difference goes into your pocket. So you're leveraging, this is what we say. But unfortunately, it cuts both ways. Many times people borrow at 5%, hoping to make a return of 15%. But what happens? Their gamble doesn't pay off, okay? They get zero return. Now they have to run to their bank, or run to their parents, to get money from them. So to pay off the loan. You see what I'm saying here? So it cuts both ways. Anytime you borrow money, it increases your risk. Remember that. Anytime you borrow money, it increases your business risk. It does. Okay? So there is a plus. You can borrow at 5%, invest at 10%. There is a minus also to borrowing, which is what if you are unable to make even a 5% rate of return? You're going to have to take money out of your pocket, out of your account to repay the loan. So what it does is you are using leverage. Using other people's money, is what we call using leverage. If the gamble pays off, you'll be very happy. If it doesn't pay off, you are going to be worse off. You're going to be worse off. So debt versus equity. Remember we said capital structure decision, risk return. Remember that? And then book value versus market value. So this here, net worth is the book value. This is the book value. Okay? This is the book value. How do we find the market value? So Mr. Obama's net worth, for example. Well, for example, he might have purchased a house in Chicago 10 years ago. Okay, the book value, he maybe spent $1 million in that house. That house won't be worth $1 million right now. Chances are the house is twice as much. You see what I'm saying? So on his balance sheet, it might say he purchased a house for $1 million. So that's the book value. Okay. In reality, the market value, you have to call appraisers, you have to call some real estate brokers. Hey, this house, bought 10 years ago, how much is it worth? That's the market value. Okay. So book value comes to you from the balance sheet. Market value of equity, I can give you a formula for that. Apple's market value of equity recently exceeded $1 trillion. So suppose this is Apple. Okay. This is Apple's book value, historical value, accounting value, not the real value. Apple shareholders, this is what I'm talking about, shareholders. The market value of equity is given by this formula. Market value of equity, is you take the current stock price, and you multiply it by number of shares outstanding, common shares outstanding. Number of shares outstanding. Outstanding means with investors, not with the firm. Okay, with investors. Current stock price times number of shares outstanding. That gives you the market value. So if you're looking at Apple's balance sheet, this is the book value. This number here is the book value. Okay, this will not capture the market value. The market value is given by the current stock price. Like that house I was talking about, you might have purchased it for $1 million 10 years ago. But right now the value is, so let me show you very quickly. Here is the website, CNBC or Yahoo Finance. You can go to any website. Let's see here, CNBC. This is. So I will type here Apple, for example, AAPL, and we'll see what Apple's market value is. I can also show you. It's going to take me some time to show Apple's book value. I'm sure you can find it. This website will give you the market cap. They also call it market cap. So now another name is the same thing as market cap. Cap is not the hat. Cap is capitalization. Cap is short for capitalization. So right now its market cap is $808.98 billion. Remember a couple months back, Apple stock price was at 200, now it's down. I think it's at about 170 or something. So when the stock price hit 200, 170, when the stock price hit 200, you can say, so you can calculate it yourself. For example, it provides you all the numbers. So the stock price is 170.48 and shares outstanding 4.7 billion. 4.7 billion. So here is 4.7 billion shares. 4.7 billion shares times 170. 4.7 billion times 170 point something, and this will give you 809.2. And it changes as the stock price changes, this market value will change too. And I can show you if you bear with me, if you want to know what Apple's, so here I'm gonna click on financials. I'll open Apple's balance sheet I want to, relate what I'm teaching to what's going on there. So here you have, this is the balance sheet here. So this is, the first column is the most recent year. I don't know if you can see it. This is 2018, and this is common equity. So it's only 107 billion. See the difference? The book value is 107 billions approximately. And the market value is 8 times as much, because this is historical, okay? What people are paying for right now for a share of Apple, people are looking into Apple's future. Hey, what is in Apple's future? Maybe an iCar, maybe streaming movies, down the line. What are they into? And they obviously they see some exciting things, and that's why they are. But the accountants, they look at the historical values. You see what I'm saying here? These are historical numbers. So Apple purchased this piece of land for $10 million. The $10 million worth of land, it does not capture how Apple is using that $10 million worth of land. Maybe it's building a factory. It will produce the next generation of iPhone. So accounting numbers don't tell you the full story. That's what I was trying to tell you.
Could you say again what exactly market cap is?
It's the Apple's net worth or market value of equity. What's the total value of Apple from shareholders' perspective?
Okay. So
Total value of equity, common shares.
So it's another number for the market value of equity.
Yes, market value. So what you see here is the book value of equity. What's the total? What's all of the Apple common stock is worth? Okay, shareholders, owners, right? What is the worth of all of Apple's shareholders? So this is the book value. That's the market value. I hope you keep some of these things in mind. You might feel like, okay, it's well and good. I'm not a finance major. I'm a management major, or it's not going to affect me that much. Maybe you're wrong. Who knows?